They love a black man humbled, head bowed, hat in hand, thankful for whatever scraps fall from a table we built but never got a chance to sit at. But let him stand. Let him say, yo, I made this. Let him hand the blueprint to his son. Watch how fast they start calling it unfair. Shedeur Sanders ain't just a football player. He's a birthright. He's a living contradiction to a system that was built to make sure that we start from scratch every single time. So they moved the finish line and then got the nerve to tell us it ain't about race. It's about earning it. But when Luke Walton got handed the clipboard, it was called legacy. When Bronny laces up, it's he ain't never going to be his father. When Shedeur walks in, it's man, he ain't no prime. The goalposts don't just move, they shapeshift, turn invisible, and then they tell us we missed. They don't build hurdles for their sons, though. They roll out red carpets, hand them millions, make them presidents and CEOs, but for ours, they lay tripwires in the end zone, kick their feet out from their inherited floor seats just to trip us, and then say we stumbled because we ain't got discipline. They don't hate Deion Sanders because he's loud, because Deion always been loud. They hate the fact that he raised a loud black child who don't need their approval to feel chosen. They hate how he was already taught to love his name instead of only having pride in it after they called it. They don't hate Bronny James because of skill. They hate that he got handed a ladder instead of a shovel. They hate that he was born in a house with the blueprints as wallpaper. That ain't just privilege, that's prophecy. And they ain't built to accept us fulfilling our own prophecies. They don't hate LeVar Ball because he talks crazy. They hate that he talked crazy and then manifested it as truth, that he dared to put his sons in the driver's seat before they could ever be trained that they didn't belong behind the wheel. They trained us to be grateful for bus fare even when we were born into Bentleys. They don't mind nepotism, as long as the hands passing the crown down don't look like ours. And when it don't work out, when Marcus Jordan don't wear his father's shoes like a second skin, they don't just let him live. They call him a wasted name, as if a tree that don't grow into a carbon copy ain't still rooted in greatness. See, the world don't mind us succeeding, as long as we do it their way, smiling, bowing at the altar of approval, holding our children's head down too, teaching them to whisper when they were born to roar. But teach your child to kick over the altar, hand them the crown without permission. Now you're the villain. Now you're a cheater. Now you're ruining the game. Because when a black man teaches his child to inherit empires instead of trauma, he ain't just breaking cycles. He's breaking chains that they never wanted us to notice in the first place. And that's the danger. Not our failure, but our freedom. Not our struggle, but our self-sufficiency. Because the moment we stop asking for a seat and start building the table, we realize we were never meant to eat from their hands in the first place. So to every father who dares to dream out loud for your child, you are not arrogant. You are not ungrateful. You do not have to be humble. You are a master architect while also being told that you don't exist. They'd rather beat the dead horse of you only supposed to being a dead beat. Every time you tell your child you don't need their permission, you break a chain that the world wants them to wear. So stand tall until it's time to pass down your crown. And don't you ever bow your head and give thanks for sitting at a crooked table that you were never born to sit at when you were born to build one fit for a king.